All right. So we have 3 minutes today, and I just wanted to start off by asking how you define a substantial increase, because the current limit is 140,000 for green cards. If we raise that to 170,000, how does that affect the huge backlog that there is of the current green card situation? Because I know we have India and China, which are huge, and it would take many years past the lifetime expanse of most people to get to the number that we need for all of those accepted. So how would moving that number up affect all of those people?
Well, for one, I think that moving the number up is obviously that's 30,000 people per country. So that is really big in the fact that those are people that we could get off of the backlog. But one of the things that I also suggested that we should start doing is rather than including one parent as well as everyone in their family as single individuals, you would start counting families as opposed to counting every single individual who comes in, because then you hit that 140,000 cap way faster than, because one person could come in with 6 people and that's 6 spots that should have been only taken by one. So those would be the two changes that I would say would be most effective in terms of changing the status of the backlog that we currently have, which, as you said, is extremely long and would pass the life expectancy of people.
Got it. Okay, cool. So in addition to that, on the same track of mind, I would like to add here, or I would like to propose a question to you. So according to research done by David Brewer of the Cato Institute, in a little more than a year and a half, 215,395 approved petitions entered the employment-based backlog, and it adds to a wait list of around 830,000 to the backlog, 830,000 to 1 million that are currently in the backlog. So if let's say we divide that roughly by 4 to the average size of a family and average that out, that would still be more than you're proposing with that number. So what more, what do you think the solution that you're proposing does to our situation? Because as we face it right now, we're totally and utterly overwhelmed. And not only can our system not handle those numbers, but we also just don't have basically the space and facilities to handle that. So what would you propose in that scheme of things? How would you like to
This is a really interesting topic that you bring up with a couple different answers. And so the first thing that I want to say is where I believe we need to start is with illegal immigration and all the people who have come here illegally, because obviously one of our biggest concerns when it comes to immigration is overpopulation. And part of our population, most of it unaccounted for, are people who have come here illegally and without green cards. And what all of those people did by coming here is, yes, they did it illegally. And obviously they had a reason why they needed to come here. I understand that. But they jumped the line of all those people who have been on the backlog for many years. So I think the first step before we make any sort of reform would be to crack down on the illegal immigration that has already happened. Therefore, we could then go to the backlog and see all of the people who have been waiting there for the longest amount of time. Those are the people who should be permitted entry instantly, the people who have been on the wait list the longest. And then you can move on case by case. But obviously, we need to handle the illegal immigration problem first, because if you subtract the numbers of illegal immigrants that are here illegally and you fill it with the people on the backlog who have been waiting to come here legally, I'm pretty sure the numbers would even out very similar. And I think that would be the most effective solution for how we could make actual green card reform and make it fair for everybody, as opposed to the people who decided to cut the line by coming here.
Absolutely. Awesome. And that hits our time limit.